So I was about 6 years old when I started taking Ritalin. And I would say it calms you down, but still, the whole medicine thing isn't really for me. But so yeah, it started in second grade, and I started on Ritalin, then I went to Adderall, and then when they found that those stuff weren't working, I went to the more, Prozac. I pretty much done every single one of the psychotropic drugs. The side effects were, anger, outbursts, sleeping pretty much all day, every day, 24 hours a day. There was a little speediness in there, but I guess if you take anything that has meth in it, you're gonna feel excited. But I learned a lot of this. I learned later on in life. When I turned about 17, I was emancipated. Me and my mom didn't get along. The medications, the way she described it, it was like I was like overtaken by some force. Like I wasn't even there. My eyes were glossied, and me and her would have fights and arguments and not even know why. And so at 17, she emancipated me. I got my own place. And right there, I guess, was when the cutoff of the medications from the doctors quit, and I found street drugs. And, the drugs on the streets made me feel the exact same way. And so pretty much I just resorted from one drug to another. One I was getting for free from, going to see a therapist, going to do this, going to do that. The other one, I didn't need the therapist. We could bypass the whole therapist, the whole talking point, because I don't want to talk to anybody, and go straight to just the drugs. But it wasn't until like 3 years ago when I finally got off the drugs that I could see what happened. And when I sat back with my mom and we talked, she's like, so what made you go down the drug road? I'm like, I've been a drug addict since I was 6 years old, ever since. A drug is a drug in my eyes, and especially these, like Ritalin, that's what they start most kids off. And I know it's meth something or another, but anyways, meth is meth. Whether you eat it, snort it, or shoot it, it does the same thing. So in my eyes, I feel that I was addicted to drugs at 6 years old. And so I'm now 32. I've been clean for 2 years, so you do that. That's a long time being a drug addict.
And why were you put on Ritalin in the first place?
Just because the teachers said that I couldn't concentrate, and I couldn't do my schoolwork. This was when I was in kindergarten, first grade. In kindergarten, there would be, the nap time, and I couldn't sleep, didn't want to go to sleep. And so it started there, and then once it went into first grade, then I guess the hyperness started, like really coming into play. Didn't want to sit down, didn't want to learn, didn't want to do the schoolwork. I wanted to play, have fun. I thought of school more as like a bunch of kids around my age. I was an only child for 5 years of my life, so to have the other kids around, it was more of a playground. I didn't want to learn. And then around second grade, I actually kicked a teacher in the nose. I got really, really violent from the drugs, I think, because it was right after I started taking the different drugs. Then the violence and the anger and all that stuff really started to come into play. And like I said, I kicked a teacher in the nose. I went to all these special schools for kids that have learning disabilities and ADD and all that stuff, but it really doesn't help. It only, they only want to keep you on the medicine, really.
So how do you feel now once you're with the psychiatric?
I feel a lot better now, 100%. And I tell everybody that I meet that has kids that are, in between second grade and sixth grade, get your kids off of these medicines. And most of these psychiatrists don't see the true kid. They see what they see in those 5 to 10 minutes that they're sitting with the kid, and pretty much, okay, this kid's hyper, let's put him on medication, and we'll just keep running through medications until we find one that pretty much the parents satisfied with, not even the doctor, it's more the parents, you know. I remember when I was with my mom and them as a little kid, you know, well, how are the medicines? Well, Mom, how do you think the medicines? Well, he's doing this. Okay, so you want to leave it like that? Okay. You know, it's not even the therapist, it's more the parents and the kids' unknowingness. That's really what gets me, is that, you know, we don't even know what we're doing to our kids, and our kids are being shoved into this without even having a say-so, you know. Well, if mommy says it's okay, if the doctor says it's okay, it must be okay. I don't agree.